Hello everyone, and I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the YouTube series where we are coding Tetris. And what we have so far is we've got these tetraminos, they could rotate, and over here we have the next tetramino queue. And down here is just kind of showing a visualization of the backing next queue buffer. So you'll see a little dot here, and as I slam these down, the dot moves and it moves to the next item in the list. And once it reaches the end there, you'll see a bunch of them just got shuffled up, and we keep going. And also, if we do something like that, you just saw a row gets cleared. Let me just do one more of those for good measure. Boom, 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 and boom. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to keep going. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this playfield larger than the visual playfield. So like this backing playfield over here, it's going to be a basically double in height. And logically though, we're only going to start seeing them like at the 20. And the primary reason for that, I think, I mean, number one, just because that's what, to my understanding, that other Tetris games do. And then the second reason is that maybe there's like some extra space up there, so if tetraminos could get placed, that triggers a game over. I don't really know. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to start doing like the game over reset. So if a tetramino is placed and it reaches the top of the visual playfield, we will just clear it and reset to some starting condition. And then we're going to have some falling tetraminos, so tetraminos moving downward. One other thing we might want to do is make sure tetraminos start at 0 rotation position. So when they come in, if I slam this one down, or this one, you'll notice that the eye is standing straight up. However, it is supposed to be at the 0 position, and it should be it should probably come in up here, like that's where it should start to come in at. So we should see it a little bit above the playfield, and we should see them, instead of over here, also more centered. So, and centered, and then we'll get some falling tetraminos going. And I think, hopefully, try to get as much as we can of that done today. That's what we're going to do. So yeah, you know what, does R do, R rotates, does T do anything, or T puts the T place? You know, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it so that if I press a button, it just clears out the entire playfield. So let's do that. So if we go to our game, and if we come somewhere here, yeah, let's just do it up here. So if RL is key pressed, and maybe just the 1 for now, I don't really know. Or maybe the C for clear. Are we using that for anything? I don't know. So let's try this. So PST playfield state, and then if we just set it to that, will that clear everything out? Let's see. So if I press C, yep, that clears everything out. Okay, so that takes care of that problem. Well, not that it was a problem that we wrote out, but it might be good to have that. I just want to close out some of these tabs. Okay, so yeah, let's just make the playfield larger, so it's going to be 40. And when we start drawing the playfield, which is Draw blocks in playfield. So yeah, we'll just say the starting row is 20, right? And then we'll just say for row in starting row. And then do we draw a grid somewhere? Where do we draw the grid at? Right here. Yeah, so let's even put this like, where do we use this at? Down there, default position. Well, you know, let's make that over here, playfield, starting row, int 20. And we'll do row in playfield, starting row up to playfield height. And then we'll do that here too, where we will just do it like that, playfield, starting row, and then we'll build that. All right, so how exactly did that get messed up? All right, so the playfield y plus playfield. Okay, so playfield visual height 20. Let's do that. Ooh, this is getting nasty. Playfield starting row. And let's make this the row minus playfield starting row. And we want to draw this and that. Okay, we're starting to get something that is a bit better. Playfield position y is playfield height in pixels, so we want that to be visual height. Okay, so we're starting. All right, so let us go here and the playfield position. So draw blocks in playfield. Draw block. So that takes the block pause. Let's see what happens here. The playfield position plus block XY times cell size. And I think what we want here, yeah, we'll do a visual row again. So row minus playfield starting row. I have no idea if this is good. So let's clear it. And we can make it go all the way down there. But we don't want that. So we actually do want that there and there. And then when we respawn, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so now it stays up there. So I'm pretty sure that I should be seeing this saying like the y is about 20. So let's see why that is. Playfield starting row equals row, and the visual row would be the row minus the playfield starting row. And it looks like these tetrameters Are they getting drawn in the right place? Okay, because I know that, oops, when I am drawing in here, it's definitely not getting set to the right place. And when I'm like putting my mouse here, it really should be something like this, like mouse, playfield, pause, y plus equals, playfield, starting row, maybe? Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, we want to get that out of there. Okay, so now we're starting to see some things come together here. Cool. And then where are we drawing that ghost at? So let's change these to 40, so the playfield height. Playfield block to screen space. And what I should do here, let's go back. And let's just do block y minus equals playfield starting row? Definitely not. Let's try. Well, let's just see what this value actually is in here. So if we go to our ghost, the block is at 592. Block pause and playfield space is 326, and then ends up becoming like 592 something. So yeah, we definitely should probably do something like this. Block pause and playfield space minus equals playfield visual height. Oh. Let's do this then. Okay, so first things first is that when we reset, yeah, so in here, we definitely don't want this to be 0, 0. I mean, we want that to start at playfield starting row, and yeah, the X could be 0, that's at playfield starting row, and then when we draw that, the active draw falling block, block to place. Okay, so then we want to come in here, So if we put some things here and then we go under it, okay. I think that's good. I'm not in love with this solution, because honestly what I would prefer is if when we had our play field, I can't draw with paint. So what I would prefer is that when we have our play field, that the 0, 0 starts here, 0, 0, and then it goes up, instead of it going down, because we have a bunch of stuff up here that we're not even concerned with, and it just makes all math starts like down here, you know? Okay, so we got that going now. Yeah, because I don't like having this everywhere. So I think in here what we actually want to do is do that in here, where we do a minus playfield visual height. And then if we come, oops. And if we get out of here, and if we get rid of that guy, and we get rid of that guy, let's look for minus equals playfield visual height. Okay, so I think those are the only two places we're really doing that. And that looks like much better as far as the code goes too, because now we're only doing that in that place. Okay, and what happens if we get all the way? Okay, and one other thing I do want too is it to start at, so if we go to our reset function, we actually probably want it to start like, yeah, maybe like 2 before there. So we place it, it actually starts up here, and then, yeah, all right. So I think we'll just mark that as like half done for now, because I'm not sure if that's great. But what we want to do too is check if we get a game over. And I think for right now, what we will do is just see like, yeah, maybe up here. Yeah, I guess we could just do it at the beginning here. So did get game over, and how we would determine that is we would just go through for row in 0 through playfield starting row, or I guess up to playfield starting row, for call in, you know, let me do it like this, for y, for x, and then what we just want to do is say playfield is block or wall here, and that would be the playfield state. So pst playfield state, and then oops, this position, or be taking in, yeah, position, or let's just do get cell state. So playfield get cell state, and that would be the x and the y. We'll say if cell active did get game over equals true. Or equals true. What we're doing here is we're only going up to where the play field starts. So it would kind of be like if we're up here in this area, we're only checking what's up here to see if there is anything up here. And if there is, that triggers a game over. Then we say if did get game over, then PST playfield state equals that. So let's try. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right, so now it clears out if we reach the top. And we'll also mark that as a half. Mostly because like we'll probably want some like type of pop-up that tells the player, and then like some game over state where they have to hit enter to recontinue, but for right now we will just do it like this. Game over check. All right. And what do we want to do next? So make sure Tetramino start at the 0 rotation and are centered. So I think for this one, yeah, we will just, when we reset, we will make sure that the active Tetramino rotation is 0. And let's set the X to, yeah, I think they might have different X's. We'll just see what looks the best. So that would be playfield width divided by 2 to start, and then we'll get something that looks better. Yeah, so I think for this one we definitely want it over a little bit. So let's do Tetramino starting X's. Those will be ints, and it'll be for each Tetramino type. So for the Z, we'll have start at with -2, -1 maybe. And we'll have the others go like this. I equals that. S equals, and that one also will do a -1. I'm fairly certain that that is probably good. And then T. So we'll do the type first, and then we'll do the pause. So Tetramino starting X's, and then that will be the active Tetramino type. Alright, so if we sign that down. Okay, so I think that looks like it's in a good spot right there. That should definitely be moved over, like, let's try 2. Yep. Yeah, that looks good. I think that one wants to be over 1 more, but I don't know. That one wants to be over 2 more maybe. I'm just guessing. I am just guessing. And that one will move over 1 maybe, I don't know. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I'll look it up to determine, but I think it's pretty good that it's showing up somewhat in the middle, you know? All right, and yeah, so what we have is basically all of these starting at some type of point, and it's pretty cool because now I think they're, I mean, all the pieces look like they're in the spot I want them to be. All right, that's cool. And what's on the to-do? Make sure tetrameter start at 0, rotation and centered. Yep. You know what, let's just mark this as X and X for now. We'll finish things later. So now falling tetraminos. Okay, so let's just do like this simple, I guess, kind of situation. So where is my persistent state? So yeah, we'll just have like the falling, there, I guess the fall timer, we'll call it. Just an F32. And what we'll do, the simplest thing, so where is the active stuff? And that's where the rotation's happening. Let's just do this. So the duration, so the fall timer duration, let's just set it to like 0.5 seconds for now. And what we'll say is if PST fall timer is greater than 0, then we'll just minus it. So PST fall timer minus equals get frame time. And what we'll also do actually is we'll do this. So dt equals, we'll set it, and so what we're going to do for like debugging purposes is set a cap on the dt, and we'll set it to maybe like 16 milliseconds. So point like that, I think. And then we'll just set dt equals min rl get frame time, and then the dt cap. And then any place that we're doing delta time, we'll use this instead. And just if we're stepping through a debugger, if you weren't capping it, the frame time could be a very large number, so we're just going to cap it to 16 milliseconds. I think that that is the right number, but we can verify. So 16 divided by that, yep, okay. So we'll come here, and then we will do that for the fall timer. And I don't know if we're doing anything related to that anywhere else, but in any case, if PST fall timer is now less than or equal, we're going to set the fall timer to the fall timer duration. And then what we're going to do is the active tetramino y plus equals 1. Okay. Pause. And we'll do that. And we got to launch it again. And we got to find out why that is not working. Oh, well, we need to, in the init, set that to the duration. It's like probably here. T active timer equals duration. We got to put the duration somewhere where we could see it. So let's grab this and then go back to init, and let's go back to init. Now let's just put it here, because why not? Full timer duration. You know what? Let's, yeah, we could put it there for now. Okay. If we do that, and then we cancel run again. Okay, so now it's falling. That's brilliant. Bloody brilliant. So let's see what happens when it reaches the bottom, because we have no idea. Oh, I guess it just can't move anymore. Okay. So I think what we want to do, at least to start, is when the timer is up. So when the timer is up, I think what we would want to do is see if it would collide. So like next, let's just do this. Next active tetramino, and we'll set it to active tetramino. And then the next active tetramino, we'll do this one where we increase the Y. And then what we'll do is, so where do we do the movement at? Left. Okay. So what we do is intersecting. So yeah, let's just do something like this. Did collide, and we'll do that with the next active tetramino. And if it did collide, then we move it back. And then what we do, so if it did collide, replace tetramino in playfield and reset the, you know what. Else. So we do want to pass the playfield. And the pointer to the tetramino. And then else we just want to set the active tetramino to the next active tetramino. So let's do that. Cool. So now it's kind of doing what it did in a game like honestly, I think some of the original Tetrises moved like this. Cool. Cool. Boom. Okay, so cool. Did collide. So this is basically soft locking. So we'll just say should soft lock. So yeah, looks good to me. And let's just like add a little bit more extra cool stuff maybe. So what we'll also do is say if RL is key down, we'll like fall a little bit faster, and I think all we would have to do for that so I guess like what I'm trying to do is if you're pressing down, it makes the fall timer use a different duration. So let's do this, like the actual fall timer duration, and we'll just set it equal to the fall timer duration. And then if your key's down, then we will set the fall timer to the actual fall timer duration. And I think that might be good. Well, it's not going to be good, but yeah, because if you have it down, it just keeps setting the, so if maybe in here. So we will set this to something much lower, like 0.016, so it's like a frame. Oops, let's go over here. That's fun. Set it to like 1 maybe. 0.5. Much better. And what we'll do too is when it is pressed, we will run through here so that it triggers it to start going immediately. Yeah. And then let's get rid of this manual one for now. And maybe we'll have like a flag to do manual movement or pause it. Okay, so I think that's cool because basically as soon as you start pressing, it will start using the new thing. Oh my goodness, I realize you can't see it because my head's in the way. All right. And I think what we'll want to do is something like this. So if RL is key pressed F2, we want to have like dev manual move equals to not dev manual move. So this will be a way that we could like turn off the falling down so that when we're developing, it'll be a bit nicer to be able to control that. So we will dev manual move bool. All right, and then what we're gonna say, so where do we actually do that timer stuff? Right here. So if dev.manual move, then we'll do that stuff, and then we'll say else if fall timer is greater than 0, then we'll process it. And that's PS2. And where do we do this type of stuff? So let's just do that. And we will put it in here, because really the only things that would be manual move is up and down, really. So pst active tetramino dot pause. All right, so if I go here and I press F2, okay, now I can move up and down like that. Then if I press F2, it begins to fall, and then I could fast fall like that and slam it down like that. So yeah, let's even put over here that we got fast falling. And you know what else let's do? Let's make it so that if you hold down left or right, it'll move you left or right too. Like if you're holding it down instead of just hitting it. So then we get like that going good. All right, so what we want to do is instead of key press down, well, instead of key press, we want to do key press down. And what we kind of want to do is something like this. So we'll do it for the left first. Is that we have some type of like horizontal move timer. So if PST horizontal move timer is not set, then we want to set it. Horizontal move timer equals, I don't know, like point, yeah, we'll do like the point 2.05 maybe. Let me move this up here so you can see it. Okay. And so we want to set it, and then we do want to just go ahead and straight up move it. However, if it is not set, then what we want to do is, and let me do this actually. I'll just change this to an else if, and you'll see why in a second. It was just in my head to do it right now. So basically, if it is, so like, if it's greater than 0, else if PST horizontal timer is greater than 0, then what we want to do is horizontal move timer minus equal dt. And then if PST horizontal move timer is less than or equal to 0, so it just finished, then we will set it to that again, and we will move it. All right, and I think we can just get rid of this. And then what we will want to do is just set this, but one other thing is that if RL is key released, so the left, then we will want to just set this to 0. And yeah, so basically, and we'll do this again. Well, let me just do it now for the right. So basically, if you release, so it checks if you have them down first, and I'll do this block again down here once I verify that this is right. And these will just make sure, so like if you're not holding any of them down, it'll check if you released any, and if you released any, it just like clears out the timer so that you could start doing it again. Sorry, I was just thinking. So now we need to add this to the persistent state. Whoa, when I did that, it just shot it all the way over to the right side. What the heck? Oh, it's because I'm saying is down. Well, we're not even checking that right now. Okay, so what we want to do actually is set this to maybe like 1.5, and then every time after that, so we move and then wait and then move. Move, wait, then move. And that looks good in that direction, so let's do it in this direction. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. And then, so basically this is kind of like mimicking like the key repeat on a keyboard, I guess. So like if I press and hold A, it writes it once and then it writes a bunch. It writes it once, then it writes it a bunch. And I kind of wanted to mimic the same thing here, where the first time you hold, it's just like 1. And then it moves a lot. I think I want it to be a bit higher, so let's just set that to 3. You want this to be 2, okay. So that way when you release it either way, let's get that just slightly less, so 27 maybe. Sorry, I get put like in a trance when I play this game. I'm not even like the biggest Tetris fan. Alright, so what did we do? We also did like horizontal move timers. We did a lot today. So next time what we're gonna do, is hold piece. So we'll be able to hold a piece and it'll go up in a little box over here. And then what we will also do is probably like first iteration of lock delay. So what that kind of means is, so say I move a piece here and then I'm like, oh, well, I guess it already kind of did it. But okay, so say I come here and I'm moving, yeah, like see I'm trying, it like lands and then I try to move it horizontally, but then it just locks into place. So basically what we want to do is have some type of like grace period where if it touches like the bottom there, that you still have some grace period that you can move it left or right before it actually locks. But there will be a limit to how much you can do that, so you just can't do that for an infinite amount of time. And it could be also useful if for rotating, because right there I tried to rotate, so I could kind of almost like do it there. But yeah, like basically we want it so you could like kind of rotate and like finesse and stuff like that. It's fun, people like it. And let's look at what else there is to do. Oh yeah, so soft drop, which is basically kind of what we got going on. That's what, that is the fast falling. Oh, and we did soft drop. Oh, well that is soft drop. And then yeah, count number of lines cleared. So we could even do that next time. So count lines cleared. Yeah, let me write that down here. So we got that, and I'm just gonna get rid of these guys up in the to-do, and I will actually start to write out more of the to-do. So some additional things we'll want is levels. So as you clear more rows, the fall timer gets faster. What else? Like some, oh yeah, animation for row clearing, animation for game over. One thing I kind of like for game overs is if it reaches up, the whole play field kind of fills up with some kind of like garbage blocks, things like that. We want 2 players. We want game pad controls. Controls, 2 players, levels, garbage blocks, garbage, or score. So have some type of score, as well as like T-spin and special scoring. We want garbage attacks. So that's like if you're playing in 2-player mode, if you clear more than 2 rows or there's some type of T-spin or special scoring thing going on, is you could send the garbage to the enemy side that they'll then have to deal with. So garbage attacks and garbage attack animations. We'll want a main menu. Yep, stuff like that. And then just like make prettier. We'll just make it prettier over time. And with that, what we might also do is like resolution independent rendering. That way we're not tied to this particular monitor size. And we won't be using like pixel art or anything like that. We'll just have like, you know, high def art and scale it and filter it accordingly so it looks quite nice. So we got a lot of stuff on the to-do list, still a ton of stuff to do, but thank you for staying with me this whole time. If you've been, I hope that this is valuable to you.